Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel for another live show. We are back again this evening for another transfer window weekly roundup show. We've got a few things on the agenda this evening, as you can probably tell from the title. Of course, I've been very tight-lipped about Mikel Helik's departure on this platform, and I am going to get into my thoughts and go through how it kind of develops and just share our thoughts with it really. And then of course, we've got a bit of news on Mr. Sorba Thomas, indeed, which we're going to get into after we cover the big story in terms of the last few days, absolutely. So, hope you're well. Make sure you do drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel. We are now getting closer. We've gained a subscriber. So we're 40 away from 800. So, guys, help me here, share the channel, and get other people to subscribe. It is free, but yeah, hope we're all doing well. But I'm going to say a few of those before we do get into the show properly. Dark Storm says, yo, how's it going, man? Hello to Storm, how are you doing? Good to see you in the chat, hope you're well. And Aiden's in, my wonderful mod. He says, hi mate, hope you're okay. Big up to you, Aiden, hope you're doing well too. Thank you very much. Good to see you in the chat as always. And yeah, Aiden's already does it for me though, to be fair. So yeah, make sure you do smash the likes. It is free, and subscribe. You know, let's keep pushing towards that 800 subscriber mark in the next week or so. And Aiden says, oh, Aiden's already coming in with his Sorba Thomas comments. Yeah, look, obviously, we are going to get into it. Helik, not a bad egg, but didn't want to be here in the first place. So good reason to enjoy relegation again. But yeah, I agree about Sorba Thomas as well. Look, we're going to get into it, don't worry. But yeah, look, I'm not really that fussed about that deal, which I'm kind of just a bit of an introduction of what I feel about that potential outgoing to Hull. Obviously, he's already on loan anyway at the moment, isn't it? So. And Joshua's evening, Ryan, hope you're well. Yeah, hello Joshua, good to see you in the chat. But look, guys, thank you for being here, and let's get into the show this evening. So look, Mikel Helik, I mean, this deal came out of the blue, didn't it? It really developed very quickly, and I was left confused at the end, really, about how it all panned out, really, if I'm being brutally honest. Now, you know, we saw that he was absent in the for the Wickham game, and because of a supposed illness, which, looking at it, and we're going to be real with you guys, it looks a bit suspect, that, and a mystery illness. Yeah, I mean, how it's developed, how it's kind of panned out, this story, I'm kind of thinking like Helik was kind of forcing a move to another club, if I'm being honest with you. It just really looks like that, and it kind of looks obvious to me. I don't know if that's me overthinking it, but it really does. But look, we got this on Thursday, didn't we, of course? Peter O'Rourke tweeting this on Thursday afternoon, saying that Oxford United are poised to sign Huddersfield defender Mikel Helik after agreeing a deal for the centre-back. And I thought it was interesting how, when Duff was asked in his press conference, he actually closed it down and said, look, we haven't actually had any offers from anybody. And it just seems really strange. I think there's more to this than what we've been told, if I'm being brutally honest. But yeah, so Duff played it down, and obviously he said this in his press conference on Thursday afternoon, that obviously, you know, he said that he was a good player. He's played a lot of championship games, so it's a sign of doing well that people are going to be interested in your players. They had a conversation with Helik in the summer, where a League One club came in from apparently, and we said we're not selling to League One. If a championship club makes a bid, it's a different thing, he said though. But I can categorically tell you now that he didn't miss the Wigan game through any other thing than it was an illness. I just find it hard to believe that, guys. You know, sometimes managers are told to say these things. So I'm not calling him a liar, but I think that sometimes he's probably told to say these kind of things and kind of say it. But for me, I don't think he was ill on that evening that he missed the Wigan game, in my opinion, because it just doesn't look that way. But he also, the quote isn't on here, but he did actually say that they hadn't received any bids from Helik either. And this was at the same time-ish, wasn't it, to when Peter O'Rourke actually reported that, to me, that apparently, Helik was poised to sign for Oxford. So I don't understand what was happening in terms of the communication that was given to us from Duff and the club initially. And then obviously on Friday morning, I said it was quick. Then on Friday morning, it was officially confirmed that he'd passed his medical and was set to sign a 2.5-year deal. So yeah, it really baffled me, to be honest with you. And look, I mean, I have been quiet about this on my channel since last week. But obviously, I was kind of intending to do a transfer show. So I thought, you know what, let's just wait until this show. But for me, like I say, it's a strange move as well for Helik, in my opinion. In terms of going to Oxford, who, in all due respects, Oxford are not an established championship club. They've only just got promoted to the championship club. They've only just got promoted to the championship, sorry. And even though their fans seem, there's been a few words exchanged, haven't there, between us and their fans since this deal happened. And it's their promotion to the championship seems to have gone to a lot of their heads, because they're making out as if there is a big championship side established in the division. And well, no, you're not. You've only been in that division this season. You only just got promoted. So yeah, a bit too big for my own boots, for my liking. But I think this, like I said, the deal happened very quickly, which it just kind of came out of the blue as well. I want to say it wasn't really much in the build-up in terms of anything happening with this. We haven't really heard much, have we? It kind of just came to us that all of a sudden kind of thing. Now, the club must have known for a while we may lose him in this window. But I just don't think the communication and the transparency between the communication was that great, to be honest with you, with this situation. And if you remember last summer, we were told that we didn't need to sell our key players. So what's changed in 6 months? I'm a bit confused. Now, obviously, you can't stand in the players' way if they want to leave. And, I think that at the end of the day, the way I see it, guys, is, look, he's a key player. I am disappointed the way it's kind of ended at the club for him, because I think he was a player that I did like, to be honest with you. I did. And I thought that from this angle, though, if he wants to leave the club, then I don't want him to be at this club, because for me, you want players that want to be, want to fight for the badge, want to give absolutely everything. To be fair, you haven't really seen him not give everything, but I mean, like, if this deal wouldn't have gone through potentially, then you don't really know what would happen from there. But look, obviously has no clue what it means to play for the club either, and he wouldn't be anywhere near this, anywhere near our promotion size in the past if this was happening. And to be honest with you, it is very disappointing that he seemingly pushed a move to this club, away from the club. But you know what I find even more baffling? That we've let him go without having a replacement lined up. I mean, how bizarre is this? it really doesn't make any sense. You remember when when we've tried to go for players in the past, and clubs have said no, we need to try and find a replacement before we let him go. But we've just let him go and be like, and now we're in a bit of a predicament with our defensive options at the moment with the injuries and stuff that we've got. So yeah, I just don't know. Helik was ill, mate. Dustin and Saturday used to wear his kids' life that Helik was ill. Yeah, I mean, probably so then, but it just feels like it was a bit disingenuous, really. But yeah, just makes you think, was this deal done behind Duff's back? I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? You don't know. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes, do you? And I think potentially Duff was not kept in a loop about it. And like I said, has it been done behind his back? And if that has happened, that is really disappointing. But yeah, so look, Helik's gone, and it is a bit of a blow for us because we knew before, obviously with the excitement of signing the 2 new strikers that we got in at the top of it, so we knew we were fine at the back, but then and then we were weak going forward, but we strengthened that area, and then we went losing one of the key players at the back now, so we've gone from one end of the pitch to the other now, in terms of needing somebody else in again. So, but yeah, so that's what happened. But look, some of the obviously I did kind of say, for me, I've made it clear on this channel, we need a replacement for Helik. Despite some of this fan base playing it down, saying that we don't, but they're just living in positivity land instead of seeing reality. But look, I mean, for me, there's a few options that I would like to see at the club, to be fair. Obviously, there is a clear name that stands out for me, and that is Mads Andersen from Luton, who is 27 years of age, not getting a look at Luton. He's already worked on Duff when they were both together at Barnsley. So they've got that relationship, and, Andersen knows what Duff expects, and obviously Andersen clearly wants to play minutes, and he's not getting that at Luton. So maybe it's worth an inquiry to Luton to see if a deal could be potentially matched there. But for me, Mads Andersen is somebody that I would love to see. And then I did see this as well, where I did, and I'm going to get that comment off. Sorry, Aidan. Powdy O'Connor. I saw this Peter O'Rourke report on this the other day, and in fact, was it today? It was yesterday. And apparently, Powdy O'Connor, who is a centre back as well, has obviously been offered a deal at Lincoln, but he hasn't really. He might be a little bit stuttering about the deal at the moment. He hasn't signed it yet, and it's obviously alerted Championship and League One clubs. Obviously, the captain at Lincoln is in the final 6 months of his contract. I think really it might be worth maybe just putting in a bid now and tempting Lincoln to see what they would do. But look, I think this guy, like I said, 27 years of age as well, so he's experienced. And again, very tall. Both Mads Andersen and Powdy O'Connor are both tall players, physical, and I think they both fit the profile to replace Helik. So yeah, no, this is one maybe to look out for, but I certainly think that we could potentially put a bid in and just maybe test the water a little bit with them. But yeah, watch this space for how that develops. He might end up signing a contract with Lincoln, but if he doesn't, then there is an opportunity maybe for us to go in and get him. Jen says, hello, Ryan. How are you doing, mate? Hello, Jensen. How are you doing? Good to see you in the chat. Good to see you back. And yeah, I'm doing all right. Thank you. Hope you're doing well and good to see you. Sad Helik has gone. Yeah, it is a bit disappointing. It's a bit sad, but I just see it as the point of that, like, if a player doesn't want to be here, then just let them go. I've always said that with players that have been here in the past and just, made it clear that they don't want to be here. We can't be holding on to players that don't want to play for the club. Just doesn't bode well, does it? Jensen Anderson could be a good replacement. Yeah, no, I think Anderson certainly somebody that I would really like to see for sure. So I just kind of picked out a few names that I potentially might like to see come in. It sounds like we're wanting to sell players to earn money because Helik's gone for 3 million, I think. I'm guessing Sorba gone for a high amount, so I think we're wanting money. I mean, I haven't heard anything about the fee of what we've got for Helik, but I think 3 million. I don't think it is 3 million because bearing in mind, Helik's contract was up in the summer, and plus, I know he did have that option of an extension onto his contract, so he had a 1-year extension on top of that as well if he wanted it. But he was still running down his contract was still running down a little bit, so I'm not sure we'll have got that much from him, really 3 million, but I might be wrong, but I can't see that. So look, Nagel has already said that it's not anything to do with money. So I don't really know. I don't think it's that we need the money. But yeah. But let's get into the next story then. We've kind of covered the Helik story. And it is a story again that's kind of come out of the blue all of a sudden. And it is to do with this guy, of course, Mr. Sorba Thomas, who is currently on loan at Nantes in France at the moment. But Hull have really expressed an interest in Sorba Thomas, and apparently have agreed a fee with us they've agreed a fee with us for the service of Thomas, but there is question marks about it because the deal could be complicated due to his loan side Nantes wanting to keep the winger, so we're in a bit of a predicament. Now, surely there should have been a recall clause when we sent him out on loan, which would have stopped that complication. So yeah, clearly we haven't put a recall clause in the contract when he went to Nantes, and Thomas is keen on the move to Hull, and the club feel positive a deal will be completed by the end of the window. So look, just reading from the Hull Live website here now, I'm just going to the website. It says Hull City remain locked in talks to sign Huddersfield Town winger Sorba Thomas after boss Ruben Selles confirmed the club's interest in the 25-year-old. Hull Live understands the Tigers have agreed a fee with the Terriers for the Welsh international, who is currently on loan in League One with Nantes, but have hit a stumbling block with the French club, who remain determined to keep him, with him having a good relationship with boss Antoine Comboire. Under the terms of the loan agreement, which took him from the Johnson estate to this Stade de la Bourgeois, Town are unable to recall him at this stage, which has further complicated the deal. Obviously, he's been a mainstay in the Nantes team as well. But it is believed that Thomas is keen on a move. He's understood to be keen to return to Yorkshire, where he obviously has his family here, to join the Tigers. Now, Hull City have broad agreement on a deal with the League One Terriers and were given permission to speak with the Welsh international earlier this month. However, the deal has frustratingly hit the buffers in the past couple of weeks, though the Tigers remain positive about getting it concluded before the window closes at 11 p.m. on February the 3rd. So yeah, obviously Selles is really wanting Thomas. Really important to get him in. You know, put him as one of his priority signings, and given obviously what he can do. But like I say, we're not going to go there with what he did with us. But obviously, he seems to be a big fan of his. So yeah, let me know what you make of this potential deal happening. Now, like I said, it does seem like it will be a little bit tricky, as we've already discussed, because of the recall situation. We're not able to recall him, which is typical Town. You know what? Common sense will prevail when he went out to put a recall clause on him, and that would just stop the complication. But no, we don't do things simple. But look, I've already kind of spoken about Thomas in the past, and obviously, Aidan, you put your comment in earlier about this, and I think, like I said, I'm not particularly bothered. I think, yeah, it'd be good to cash in on him, to be honest with you. I won't be upset to see him go. I think he's had moments where he's done good for us, but there's far too many times and chance after chance after chance where he's really showed really bad attitude and application for us, and disinterest to the club as well, and think he's bigger than the club. A real toxic kind of player in the dressing room, basically. And I think it will be good to get some money for him at this stage, but just don't know if it's going to happen. But we'll see how it develops over the next few days into next week potentially, and maybe even be towards deadline day as well. Maybe it might go down to the wire a little bit, but so let me know your thoughts on this potential outgoing. I know he's already out on loan, but I think it just makes sense to cash in on him now if we can, if it's possible. But like Aidan said, he's always been a bad egg in the dressing room and too greedy on the pitch. So yeah, as Aidan says, get gone, which I have to echo those thoughts really. But I mean, apart from that, I haven't really seen anything else as of yet. I think obviously those were the two main stories that I wanted to bring to the live today. And it's probably going to be a quieter end to the window for us, isn't it? Obviously, with a lot of our business done already. But like I said, I remain adamant that we need to get a centre-back in now. And Wayne says we need to get rid of Freddie Ladapo. Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, we do need to get rid of a few players, well, offload a few. I think I've already mentioned it before, but Radulovic, I think he can go as well. And Ladapo can go as well. So, like I said, those are the ones. When Duff said the other week about he was going to have conversations with players that weren't really going to get many game time at all, I think those two probably were the players that he's going to be talking to if he hasn't already done so. But just looking at a few other things, but I don't think there's anything else. But guys, if you have got any more comments, let me know what you think about Helik leaving the club, and obviously Sorba Thomas potentially, leaving the club as well, even though he's technically not being with us for the duration of this season because of his loan deal with Nantes. But yeah, let me know. And any questions or anything you want to add, you can do. We're going to try and go for another 10-15 minutes if we can. Get those comments in. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you do drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let's try and keep pushing towards that 800 subscriber mark, guys. But look, obviously, if we do have any more comments, get them in. But I think content coming this week, obviously. Might do a video tomorrow about about which centre backs I'd like to see come in. Got a brief weekly roundup with up the chairs in all departments tomorrow night. So we'll be doing like a roundup show. It won't be a full show this week, guys. This tomorrow, guys. It'll be a half an hour roundup transfer show, and then we'll do our proper show on Sunday that we usually do. Thursday, I'm not too sure what we've got going on Thursday, but we'll work around. We'll see. We'll see how the next day or so goes. Hopefully we might be able to do another live show, and then Friday I'll be doing the preview to our game against Bolton Wanderers on Saturday. Indeed. So yeah, that's kind of how the week's looking. But yeah. Darren says, I see Helik scored the winner for Port Vale on the weekend. Yeah, I did see he scored. Probably League 2 is his level. So yeah, I saw that, to be fair. And Wayne says, do you think Duff could make Thomas into a good player? Look, I don't really think he can make somebody into a good player. I don't think there's any question that he's not a good player, by the way. It's not that he's not a good player. I just think that his attitude and his application is, he really lets himself down with how he applies himself and how he thinks he's too big for his, he thinks he's bigger than the club. So I think it's more the attitude side of things. And I don't really think he can change that, really. And like I say, Sorba Thomas has had plenty of chances, and he's blown it. So for me, no, I don't think there's any way back for him now at Town. So yeah, Duff does make players good, but only players that want to be at the club and want to, work hard to become better as well, because it takes two to tango, as the saying goes. But yeah, thanks for that question, Wayne. And hello to Bing, how are you doing? Welcome in. We have just been discussing the Mikael Helik departure to Oxford. Let me know what you think about that transfer to Oxford. I just think he's baffling how he's got. How is that a step forward for him in his career? It's a sideways step, isn't it? But look, I think it would be calmer if Helik ends up getting relegated with Oxford and we end up going up. That would serve him right, but maybe the bitterness that us football fans do have when players do leave in this kind of manner. But yeah, and then also the Sorba Thomas potential outgoing. Let me know what you think about that as well, guys. That have just been that people that have just joined. And Ashley's in says, hi, Ryan, hope you're well. Maybe not putting a recall on Thomas, telling you they don't want him back. And what about Swansea and Koroma? Well, yeah, this is it. But the thing is, they should have planned, though, Ashley. And hello to you, by the way, and I hope you're well too. I'm doing all right, thank you. But yeah, I think the reason they didn't put I think they should have planned, because even if we don't want him at the club, doesn't mean you can't have a recall, because we know that sometimes he might get interest from other clubs that might want to actually sign him permanently in that time from when he went on loan at the start of the season to now. So yeah, I just think we should have put that in place. And Koroma to Swansea, I mean, I haven't seen that. Where have you seen that, Ashley? Have you seen it on X or something? Let me have a look. No, I've not seen anything that Swansea are in for Koroma at the moment, no. Although there is a few doubts about where Koroma will fit in this side going forward. So No, I haven't seen anything. But yeah, thank you for that anyway. And being said, I find it weird, but it's his choice, I suppose. He wanted to go to the championship. He wanted to move, so he went. Also, I think Sorba has to leave permanently bad attitude, dislike players like that. Yeah, no, Bing, you're spot on. I just think it's a bit of a strange move for him personally, though, Helen, because like I said earlier, Oxford aren't an established club in the championship, and it's not like he's gone to a team that are maybe fighting towards the top end of the table or the top half of the table. So yeah, I don't really see how it's a forward step in his career, but there we are. And then you said you think Sorba has to leave permanently bad. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I said that before. I think I don't want players like that either. I don't like it, and just negativity around the place. It's just no good for team cohesion and things like that. So yeah, I agree. I think if we can get that deal done this month somehow, don't know how we're going to do it because there's no recall on the clause for Thomas to get back here and then to sign for Hull. But maybe it is possible still. Maybe there is ways around it. But we'll see. But thank you for that, Bing. And Matthew's in. He says, hello, buddy. The window is getting busy now, he says. Tune in tomorrow for the transfer show with me and Ryan at 7 p.m. Yeah, guys, kind of promoted it before you come in, Matt. But yeah, guys, do make sure you are there tomorrow at 7 and do a roundup of the transfers. Going to be a shorter show tomorrow night, but then we will return to our longer show on Sunday. But it's just kind of a roundup transfer live show tomorrow rather than a proper in-depth transfer show. But yeah, no, do make sure you do join and make sure you go up to the Cherries and all departments as well. Matt and Craig's channel, and subscribe to them guys over there. Great channel and really, really nice people as well. And thank you for the like. Appreciate it. We love likes on YouTube, as we know. We love a like. So big up to you and thank you for your kind words as well about the show. I'm glad you like it. I heard he's playing poor at Lens. They might send him back. Who's this? No, Thomas is at Nantes, isn't he? He's not at Lens. And I saw that he got a couple of assists at the weekend, actually. Well, I didn't see, but when I was reading the article, it said that he'd got a few assists over the weekend. So yeah, I played 66 minutes at the weekend as well. And got a couple of assists, I believe. But it's going to be interesting to see. Like I say, things can be worked around, and obviously... And we'll have to see how it develops. Yeah. Yeah, no worries. I definitely knew he was that team that in France that he went to. I didn't think it was Lens that he went to, but yeah. But look, I think we've kind of discussed what we need to do this evening. To be honest with you, there's no point playing out the show longer than it needs to be. Did want to go for maybe another 10 minutes, but it's not to worry. Darren's got another comment though, so we'll go for a little bit longer. With regards to Helik at 29, I think money talks, and if he's on the make from this move, then that's probably the reason it happened. He's the one that may. I'm not sure what you mean. So yeah, I think you're kind of saying that if he wants to kind of go, then he can. He's kind of pushed for the move, so yeah, that's probably why it's happened. Yeah, money talks, but he won't. And they are a championship club at the end of the day, whether they're established or not, so I get that. But I don't really know how much more money they could offer him than he's getting here. And plus, if you would have thought he'd want to help us get back to the champ, there's no loyalty in this game, as we already know. But I think obviously our aim is to get back to the championship at the end of the season. So he could have stayed, but again, it's that he clearly didn't want to do that. So when you don't want to, if you don't want to, then like I say, and you think he's wanted out since we got relegated. To be fair, isn't he? But see, no championship club came in for him last summer, so he had to stay. We weren't selling to a League One rival, which he did have interest from League One, but we weren't selling to a League One rival, so that's why he didn't go last summer. And then obviously then Oxford have come in for him this month, and yeah, it's one of those. But yeah, it doesn't. I forgot that he was obviously 29 as well. To be fair, Helik, he looks younger, doesn't he? He does look younger. Don't know. But yeah, look, money does talk. I get that, but I don't really know. I do feel a bit disappointed about how it's kind of ended. Really, only one loyal player, and that's Hogg. Yeah, Hogg has showed his loyalty for the club, as we know over the years. And he's a terrier through and through. His Hoggy, and yeah, absolutely. I think that's the only. You don't get many players like that nowadays, do you? A real loyal player that'll stick with you through thick and thin. And that's just the way football's gone, unfortunately. Like I say, money does talk. And if you get an opportunity to play higher up, even though that's where we want to be, come the start of next season. But the reality is, we are still obviously a League One club at the moment, so there's no guarantees that we get promoted either. So yeah, it is one of those. But we will see how the next week or so develops. There may be a transfer show like this next week, but they also may not as well, because if there's nothing to report, then I can't really do a show, can I? But I'm sure there might be a few things that come out over the next week in terms of maybe outgoings potentially. We'll see how this Thomas story develops too. But yeah. I mean, like I said, there's no guarantees we get promoted at the moment. I don't really know what to think, because like I say, if we do end up going to the playoffs, it's just a lottery, isn't it? Playoff position, we want to be trying to get automatics, but that seems to be slipping away very quickly. So yeah, it is a long way of promotion. Big job to go, and defence took growth. No, yeah, I know what you're saying, mate. But like I said, that was the goal at the start of the season, to get promoted. That's what I was kind of saying. So, I think we do need to get another defender in. Make no question about that. But I think if we do, then I think that we're all right then, aren't we? We'll have that balance, that we'll have some quality at the back, and we've also upgraded our forward line in recent weeks as well. I think the game against Blackpool is one of Hogg's best games he's had in a while. Yeah, the impact that Hogg made when he came on, we kind of covered it on the review show yesterday. The impact that he had, I have to agree. He did come on and make a good impact, and it was good to see. But look, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up the show unless there is any more comments to come in. Like I said, a busy week content-wise. Might do a video tomorrow. If not, there will be obviously a live show with Matt from the Cherries and All Departments tomorrow night at 7. Thursday, I'm still thinking about what to do yet. There might be something I can do on Thursday that I think about doing. I'm not too sure yet. But Friday there will be the preview to our game against Bolton. So that's how the week is looking for the rest of the week. But make sure you do drop a like on the way out, guys, if you can. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everybody for your comments. And I appreciate you coming by and sharing your thoughts with me. Have a good day. Have a good rest of the evening, Bing. And Jensen says, good stream, Ryan. We'll be there for the transfer show tomorrow up the town. Yeah, big up to you, Jensen. Appreciate that. And of course, one of my only member of the channel, actually, Jensen. So yeah, big up to you, Jensen, and thank you for your support. And Ashley says, my mistake, Ryan, it was one football app that says Swansea should go for Chrome. Ah, right, I see, yeah. Fair enough, yeah. I haven't seen anything concrete about Koroma yet, but there is a few little murmurings, isn't there, about where Koroma is going to fit in this side long term now, because obviously we have strengthened that front line, and when we do get Roos come back from his suspension, he's going to be very limited to game time, but obviously he might still play a part from the bench, but it'll be a big part role, I think. And yeah, there is talk maybe he may move on at some point, but yeah, no, fair enough, no worries at all, Ashley. And Wayne says, up the tan indeed. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Have a good rest of the evening, whatever you get up to, and I will see you tomorrow for some more content. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take care now. And as always, up the town. See you soon, guys. Big up to you, Darren. I'll have a glass of Fanta Orange and some treats this evening. Absolutely. But cheers to you. And being says up the town indeed. But guys, I'll see you all tomorrow for some more content. Take care of you. And thanks for all your support.